name is Rhoda Moss Latimer, and I'm with Colibri Real Estate, where we transform lives one home at a time. And I've been in the real estate business for over 20 years, and I've been teaching since 2006, and I love helping you become a money-making agent. Today, we're going to dive into the topic of discount points. This is a crucial concept for anyone dealing with real estate financing, so let's break it down step by step. First, let's talk about what discount points are. A discount point is simply a percentage of the loan amount, which is paid in advance to buy down or discount an interest rate. 1 point equals 1% of the loan amount. But also remember that because the lender is getting interest or prepaid interest in advance, what that's really doing is increasing the yield to the lender. There are really two issues that we deal with when it comes to discount points. The first is the cost to the borrower. The second is how much the discount point increases the lender's yield, also known as the effective yield. The lender's rate, or sometimes called the APR, annual percentage rate. Let's take a look at a question to illustrate this. Now this one says the interest rate on a borrower's loan was 7%. The buyer also paid 2 points, and the question asks, what was the lender's effective yield? First, if the borrower paid 2 points, that would represent 2% of the loan. But that's not what you're being asked. What you're asked here is the lender's effective yield. You should remember that each discount point increases the lender's yield by 1/8%. So 2 discount points would be 2/8%. Or in this case, we do the math, 1/8 is 0.125, therefore 2/8 would equal a quarter or 0.25. So the lender's effective rate is not just 0.25. That's how much the rate changed. It's going to be 0.25 plus the initial rate in the question, which you were told was 7%. So the lender's yield in this case, or the lender's effective yield, or APR, is 7.25%. Let's do another example with discount points. This question says, a borrower qualifies for a loan at 6.5%, but the prevailing rate is 7%. How many points will be paid by the borrower to buy down the interest rate on behalf of the buyers? In other words, what's happened here is the borrower or buyer has gone to buy a house. They qualify for a loan with a payment at 6.5%, but the bank says, sorry, all we have available is 7%. Well, what choices does the borrower have here? Well, number one, they could buy a cheaper property. Number two, they could put down more money. Or number three, they could actually buy down the interest rate, which is what we're going to do. Another option would be to pay off some debt as well, but in this case, we're going to buy down the interest rate. How do they do that? The answer is very simple. They pay money up front to the lender, and in turn, that is the prepaid interest. So the lender reduces the interest rate for the monthly payments. So how much is each point? In this case, they pay 1% of the loan amount for each point they buy down on the rate. But how much has the rate actually changed? Well, the prevailing interest rate is 7%. The buyer qualifies for 6.5%. So what's the difference? The difference is 0.5%, which we know equals 4/8%. 1/2 would equal 4/8%. Well, how much is a point in regard to the yield or APR? 1 point equals 1/8%, so 4 points would be 4/8%, or again, 4 points. Each point, we said, increases the lender's yield by 1/8%. That's it for today's session on discount points. I hope this helps you understand how to approach these questions. Thanks for watching, and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Colibri Real Estate channel for more tips and tricks. Good luck, and see you in the next one.